So the first thing you need to do is measure up your page. So I'm going to measure across the top, and my page is almost 30 centimetres wide, so I'm going to mark 15 centimetres. Okay, starting from the front here to 15. So at the bottom then of my page, I need to do exactly the same, measuring from the front, 15 centimetres. So you want to split your page into 4. So I'm going to join those 2 dots up so I know that that line is nice and straight. Okay, otherwise my ruler might go like this and it's not going to be perfect. So we could fold our page, but this is a much more neat, much more professional finish. Okay, now I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So now this is 21 centimetres, so I'm going to measure 10.5 and then 10.5 on the other side as well. Just make sure you're measuring from the same side, okay, in case it's not exact. So 10.5 I've measured from the top. Okay. Okay, so now I've split that into 4. Next thing I need to do is grab my compass, which I've just dropped, because now I'm going to draw my 4 circles into the page. So first thing you need to do, make sure your pencil is nice and sharp, okay, and pop your pencil into the hole. Make sure that the screw is on this side, okay, I think your screws are silver on those. Pop the pencil in and you want the points to meet, okay, close as they can, okay, so the same length. And now you're going to screw that pencil into place, so you need to hold that still, okay, with one hand like this, and then you're going to screw that, and that tightens that pencil in, okay, so now that pencil, it can't move if I push it up and down, okay, and they meet. Now I'm going to measure about 4 centimetres, so if you open this up and go along your ruler like this, so put your point at number 0 and then just open that ever so slightly, and you're going to measure that to 4 roughly centimetres across. You can put it flat on your page if that makes it easier to measure. Okay, now I know that that's 4 centimetres apart. I'm going to put this in the centre point of each of these, okay, and you hold your compass by the top here, this little twizzly bit, okay, so you need to put that in the centre, and then move your page rather than excuse me, rather than, okay, the compass itself, because that might make it easier. I'm a little bit obstructed here. Okay, so I'm moving my page round. Okay, things are getting in the way. So try and have a nice open space. And then you can draw a circle just by twizzling that round. If you start, okay, doing it with this bit, okay, you might end up opening that up by accident, and then your circle won't be even, okay, you'll end up with a bigger circle like this. So you need to do that in all 4 boxes, okay, and then you need to label those boxes. So I've done that, okay, so I've labelled them hatching, cross hatching, stippling and blending. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what each of those mean. So hatching is doing strokes using the same direction, okay, and we want to imagine that our light is coming from up here, okay, so all this bit is going to be the lighter part of our sphere. So down here is when you want your dark shades to be, so nice heavy pressure with your pencil and then slowly go lighter, so lots of strokes all in that same direction, okay, try not to overlap like I just did there. You can neaten that up with an eraser. So you want those strokes to go in the same direction, and there'll be a finished example on the board so you can see, but you can already see that that light looks like it's coming from that way. A cross hatch is similar, but rather than hatching one way, we hatch 2 ways. So I go up like this in one direction. Okay, again, bringing that pencil off the page to vary that pressure. And then I'm going to go back in the opposite direction and cross those hatches over. And this is all about the varying the pressure of your pencil to try and make it subtle. See, as I go up the page, that gets really much lighter, and you can do that all over. Stippling can also be called pointillism. So you'd start with heavy dots down in that corner and very close together. As you get up the page, this one, it might be a little bit more time consuming, but it's a really nice technique. And then as you go further up the page, more towards this section, they'll get further and further apart, but you want them to be really condensed down here where that sphere would be really, really dark. And then on this side, this is your normal tonal blending. So once you've tried these techniques, you should be able to just do some normal shading onto your sphere. So you want that to be really nice and dark. Don't forget, you can always deepen it up a little bit later, so you can sort of get your base in first. And then as we go further up the sphere, you will end up getting lighter and lighter. But you do that higher up than what I am now. I'm just doing this to show you. So you'd make all this section quite dark, and then you start getting lighter around here, and then have a nice lighter bit on the edge like you can see in that example. You can also create yourself little tonal boxes so that you can practice before you start doing your spheres. So just use your ruler. Okay, I measured this section of the ruler against the line to make it easy for myself, and just drew some little tonal boxes. So you could practice in this going dark all the way up to light. Okay, and that's really challenging yourself then, so that you can be the best that you can be in these 4 tonal drawings. And that's what you're doing to create that tonal effect in each of these spheres.